Hi everyone, my name is Maymay from Anywho Art, and in this video I will be describing how I came up with the character design, or one of the character designs for my character HuiYing. She is an half-elf artificer from my boyfriend's campaign. So I've already done the bulk of the character design back when I first made her 6 months ago, but due to some updates in the story I wanted to incorporate some of these details into the story. This video is going to be in chunks, so you might see parts that are drawn beforehand. So originally she had a Yakuza kind of vibe, and that part was shown through the mostly black outfit along with the red accent, and there were traces of Chinese design in her outfit, which included the Weimao hat and the veil, and the qipao, the crop top with the dragon along the shirt, and then the design that kind of looked like a hanfu, but it was actually pants, and the crotch was cut out. So that was the original design that I had for her, which it will be up on the screen. And the thing is, as much as I liked this design, I wanted to incorporate some of the new stuff that was found out about her in the story, which has to deal with some fairies. So I obviously had to do some fairy core incorporation into the outfit, which was very hard because these are two very, very, very different designs. The colors don't even match up. One's all black and blood red, and the other's like green and pastel colors and stuff like that. So it's very hard to incorporate these two different designs. But in my thought process, instead of going 50-50, what I did, the main outfit or the root of this entire design is actually the Yakuza part. I wanted to think of it as like keeping her roots, because that's ultimately what her main backstory is. And then with all this fairy stuff being added, I wanted that to be like details in the outfit. So what I did was I found the base outfit first. So when I think of Yakuza, I think of so this is kind of hard. I say Yakuza because Yakuza is Japanese, but in reality, her outfit and everything, all the design, she's Chinese. But I just say Yakuza because it's much easier for people to, most people know what the Yakuza is. And so what I did was I looked up traditional Chinese outfits, and I also looked up kind of what female triad members would wear, which I honestly couldn't come up with a lot of stuff on Pinterest, and I wanted to incorporate more traditional pieces. So what I did is I looked up fantasy characters that were Chinese, and I found out a lot of them had qipao dresses. And typically those go to the knees because Asian clothes tend to be kind of conservative. So what I did, because HuiYing's a very skinship character, so what I did was I cut the dress really short. And on top of that, because I wanted to add design to the dress itself, was I added kind of like the two slits that go up her thigh to kind of give like this revealing, sexy look. So I added that, and then I added the butterfly on the chest because I wanted to have that motif going on in all over outfit designs. So I added the butterfly to the chest, and I thought the dress was still a bit too plain. So what I did was I added the sakura branch going along, I believe, her right side up to her left chest, and I wanted to have this asymmetrical look. And I know a lot of qipao dresses have the sakura branch going along the dress, so I wanted to incorporate that because not only did it have that Asian culture behind it, but it also could count as fairy core because it is flowers. So that was the dress down. And what I kept from the previous outfit was the sleeves and the hat, the Weimao hat. But what I changed was in the Weimao hat, I decided to add vines to it instead of a veil, because with the vines, it's obviously fairy core because it's plant. So I wanted to add that, and I wanted to drape from her hat to kind of symbolize, or not symbolize, but to replace the veil that she originally had. The next thing that I changed was the the sleeves itself. I like the look of the sleeves. A lot of the fantasy Chinese outfits had that kind of look where the shoulder was cut out, but the sleeve was kept long and it covered the arms. So I wanted to keep that, and I also had that in her original design too. So what I did was I created this distressed look that the sleeve itself was kind of breaking apart because the vines were growing in. And that's what I really liked about the distressed look, because you know the visual of abandoned building, concrete building, and you can see the vines growing out and sprouting in the cracks of the building as it's breaking down. That's what the distressed pattern in clothing, that's what it reminded me of. So I wanted it to be kind of like the Yakuza roots, like being kind of like the building, and with all this like this fairy core stuff being implemented into the story because of what she's finding out about herself. I wanted it to kind of be like, I don't want to say breaking down, but it's in the cracks that are in the story. Parts of it are growing through, and you can literally see it in her body and her design. So I wanted to incorporate that. And for the pants, or not the pants, sorry, for the legs, I noticed that it was very bare and there was nothing going on, and I didn't like the whole visual discrepancy between a very detailed top and the bottom being empty. And it was kind of like a vacuum, like my eyes just kept going down to the legs. And I mean, that's out of all the parts, that's actually the main attraction. If you want to think of her body that way, it sounds so bad. Most of it is in the legs, but I wanted to keep the detail at the top and then more simple at the bottom. So I opted for these really cute vine stockings that I found on Pinterest, and I just created that and I put that on her legs. I kept the shoes the same. That was pretty much it for the character design. I guess the one new thing was the blue bandana that I wanted to keep because that's a gift from her husband. So I wanted that to stand out as well, and I didn't want to add any other blue because I wanted the blue to symbolize that it's from him. Anyway, that was the summary of my character design. If you want to hear my thought process, because trust me, I do not think about this kind of things this quickly. So if you want to see the whole thought process and more insight into how I was coming up with her character design, you can check out the stream, which again will be a link in the description. And that is it for this video. If you like this video, please share it with anybody who you think is interested in character design. Also, I love hearing like other people's thought processes behind their character development and stuff like that. Oh, I forgot to incorporate this, but a lot of the character design, this entire thing, I decided to break down this video into multiple parts because I realized for their character design, there's just a lot going on, and it's good to be able to have different videos so I can focus more on one specific thing rather than just kind of brushing it off. So this entire thing will be a character design mini-series. Anyway, yeah, I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye!